Hope this message finds all you guys well. I haven't posted videos or anything in a while, as all of the things that have been occurring and happening in the world, as we all know. I have been working from home and continuing to focus on taking care of the people in my life, and making sure that I'm doing the right things right for them. That's probably the most important thing. Yesterday I had an opportunity to talk to a group, and in that discussion, um, I came across a quote from Thomas Paine. And Thomas Paine was a political activist, and he wrote two of the most influential pamphlets before the American Revolution. And in that, one of those pamphlets, there was a quote. He said, "These are the times that try people's souls." And I think as we maneuver through this crisis, the crisis is different for different people. Some people have experienced COVID firsthand. Some have friends and family that have experienced it. Others deem the crisis that we're closed down, that they're sitting at the house right now and they can't get out and do the things they want to do. Others are experiencing it in their small business and trying to make ends meet and do the things that they need to do. So, I think it's important for us as a people to be conscientious of the fact that everybody's going to experience this in a different way. It may not be our way. I keep seeing messages about being kind, and that is spot on. It's be kind, be aware. Don't judge people. If you want to wear your mask, wear your mask. I wear my mask when I go to the store. I encourage others to do it. But again, it's not a decision that I'm going to make. It's a decision that people have to make in terms of what's important for themselves and why they want to do it. But overall, I think as we maneuver through this, and I keep hearing the new normal, but there's really nothing normal about what's going on right now. In fact, it's the complete opposite of normal. We are trying to figure out and work our way through this, and I think all of us are going to come out of it in a different light, and how we do. I am laughing because I see a lot of stuff that says you should come out of this with your side hustle, and you should come out of this better than when you went in, and that's not entirely going to be the case for many people. In many aspects, we may come out of this worse, because we're trying to deal with things as we're sitting at the house. And again, we have to be aware of that when people come out of here, how we can support them and how we can help them, and certainly not be in any position to judge anybody. I will tell you this, that for me, I'm continuing to study and read and work. My current book is John Maxwell, Leadership. I'm in the middle of reading this book. I love John, and this is a really good book if you haven't read it. But, just taking the opportunity to really take my mind away from news and other things and continue to study and work on, how to be an effective leader, how to lead effectively, how to really be a servant leader. Because again, that's what our company E-Tech's all about, servant leadership. So how can you be a servant leader, and how can you continue to serve others? In my perspective, that's what it's all about. And during this time also, one of the big proponents that we talk about in our company and that we focus on is a trusted advisor relationship, being partners. And the trust equation is trustworthiness equals credibility plus reliability plus intimacy divided by self-orientation. If you haven't got a chance to look at The Trusted Advisor, I recommend that you do that as well. It's a really, really great read, and has a lot of real life scenarios. The workbook, I suggest the workbook. But in that trust equation, I think the credibility and reliability piece is something that we've leaned on for so long. Are we credible? Are we reliable? And it's easy to do that when maybe it's business as usual and you're doing the things that you would most commonly do. But as the pandemic hit and different things, and the goals don't change, but the plans are going to change how you get to those goals. And what I found is that the intimacy part, the communication, being intentional and having intentional relationships is really what's changed. Making sure that you are communicating with people, making sure that you're reaching out. And again, having real life, honest, open, intimate conversations and relationships with people are more important right now than they've ever been. And of course, the denominator to that equation is self-orientation. And I tell people it's the only denominator for a reason. The only denominator for a reason, because it's not about us. It's for the greater good. It's not about, how is this going to benefit me? What's this going to do for me? It's really looking at and understanding that in this day and time, what can we do for the greater good? And do our people and do the relationships that we have in our lives, do they trust that we have their best interest in mind? And at the end of the day, we are the only ones that can answer that question, do we? And hopefully our intentions are where they should be, so that trust and the trustworthiness can continue. All in all, I can tell you that we continue to be blessed. My family and many of the people that are around us. It has been an exciting and different kind of year. But as I always say, even our darkest moments, there are blessings. And I'm seeing a lot of people reach a potential that maybe they didn't know they had. Crisis does that. I'm also seeing people that are getting outside of their comfort zone to do things that maybe they wouldn't have done before because they're called upon to do it. And that's a great thing. So I just wanted an opportunity to say hello this morning, wish you well, tell you that, I appreciate the continued support, the daily motivation that I get to put out, and all the great messages that I get back. So as always, believe in the unbelievable as you. Have a blessed and healthy day, everyone. Thank you.